This is the second video for the heel turn exercise. I have covered a lot of these on some of my studio lessons, but I know it's difficult in the studio. I do have some background noise here with traffic, but there seems to be a lot more noise in the studio and of course other lessons going on. And our floor there is very hard, so I wear the dance sneaker. So here I can get a little bit more volume and I can use the pumps, the high heels, so you can see what we're doing. So we're talking about the ladies' heel turn primarily. Now the men would do the same thing. I did make a note in the last video that the man will rise later than the lady on a heel turn. And we can talk about that later on when we go into a little bit more turn on these videos. We're going to start with simply an easy turn. You can do 1/8 of a turn, you can work towards 1/4 of a turn, and then work up to 3/8 of a turn, and even a half, because we can do up to a half a turn on a heel turn. And we sometimes will do that, particularly a figure like a double reverse spin. If we're dancing what's in the charts is a 7/8 turn, or you can also dance a full turn on a double reverse. But we need to start gradually on our practice. So last time we did the back together forward exercise, just getting the weight change and the drawing of the heel along the floor. So now what we want to do is dance a back close forward with a little bit of a turn. Now we get into some other necessities. I did mention that we need to know that the turn actually takes place when the feet are in roughly the third position. So to do this slow, I'll need to hold on to something here. Now, if you go directly straight back square, you're not going to be able to do it. You'll end up doing one of these problems that we see so many of the girls going flat back, putting weight on both heels and then trying to turn. It is a heel turn, singular, so the turn is on one heel. As I do this slowly, this requires now that I do prepare my turn. You need to prepare the rotation in the legs, turning the hips as we're moving back. Now I cannot turn here, my weight is between my feet, but as my weight goes back and it is fully transferred into my left foot, right about this time, I'm going to keep this front foot now relaxed, not stick the toe up high in the air. I'm going to cheat this around so you can see this. It's very hard to do this very slow. Right about this position, the turn is commencing, the actual turn on the foot. And while we're doing that, this foot is being, let's say, cheated back, or simply the completion of the turn. That is happening while the turn is taking place. And it's hard to do this slow, but you need to do it slow to see it. I'm commencing my turn through my preparation. I'm going to give myself a good send. I don't think you can really see it when I do it fast. I don't think you can really see the mechanics as well, so I'm going to try to do that slower again. Now the problem with just doing this quickly, which of course it's actually easier to do because we have the flow of the movement, we have the momentum and the movement weight, and then the heel turn can just happen, as we say. But you cannot see the mechanics at that speed, so I'm going to need something to give me some support here. So in moving back now, right there, I'm relaxing the foot. Okay, so it's not this grinding of the heel with the toe in the air all the way back. There's the match strike. The foot is then relaxing, starting to soften. As I'm pulling my foot in, my weight is still dancing back in my left foot. As the feet are approaching third position, I'm beginning to see the turn develop in the back of the left foot, while the right foot is continuing to pull back to where feet are lined up. Then there's a transfer of weight, and then it's the push out. If I do that on the other side, again, I cannot go flat back and let my weight drop back. I will need to prepare my turn through the curving and also give myself a good send. There, so you can see the weight moving back there. Now as the feet are approaching that that third position, or getting to where my weight is stable over that foot, that's where the turn is taking place. And I'm cheating my left foot back to where they match, and then coming out. Do a little bit less turn. Prepare the turn. Give yourself a send. Watch the cheating. When you do it quickly, you really can't see that. On the left foot, prepare the turn. Draw the foot back. So now what I'm doing, I'm riding along there, being a little bit faster, riding along, feeling the foot cheating back, and then coming out. So there I'm doing roughly a quarter of a turn. You can do a little bit less than that. It's good to have something to hold on to. When you're dancing with a partner and you're dancing from, let's say dancing from a feather step into reverse turn, you have a little bit more momentum. And if you've been practicing tracking the foot back, it's going to be a lot easier. But in order to understand where the turn happens and how much movement is still in the free leg, I think that's really important to understand. Now, the men have the same issue when they're dancing an impetus turn, is that they're not always taking their time in that drawing action. Because in either case, so say I'm the man, I'm obviously not in a high heel, but as the man, I'm using the impetus of the lady to help to take me back to my foot. And I need to time my leg with the movement of her body so that my weight transfer would match to her transferring of her weight into the side step. So this should be happening for the lady as well. And as my partner is coming forward, his weight is assisting in moving me to my foot. And his weight passing by is assisting me in transferring my weight to the other foot. So in this way also it becomes much easier to do this with a partner if we're both tracking our legs properly. So once you practice slowly to get the mechanics, then you'll find it is easier to do it fast. Practice it in a flat shoe. And then from here you can work up to more turn. It's important that you remember the weight has to be transferred into one foot, turning on that foot while the other foot is closing, and only transferring weight at the time the turn is finished. Now it should make a point here for the men who may be watching. Of course you're not wearing the high heels. But when you're dancing an impetus turn, the impetus turn has two parts. Let's say the closed impetus turn. It has generally a 3/8 of a turn that's danced on the heel turn portion. From here there's a spin on the right foot for another quarter. I'm going to go ahead and put that in this video because I think it's very important to understand that, because we see the men trying to do that entire turn through the heel turn. And then the impetus of the lady is going to take you way out of bounds. So for the gentlemen on the impetus turn, they're dancing 3/8 of a turn in the heel turn portion, letting the body continue with the girl, and then letting the feet rotate into the final quarter of the impetus turn. Now for the lady, generally, let's say she's dancing a reverse turn with the normal alignments of 3/8 of a turn. As I'm moving back here and I dance my heel turn and then go forward, I'll dance 3/8 of a turn rising onto my toe. We'll take the right foot back. If you've been practicing your back walk, you know that you're going to move through that rocking chair position of toe lifted in the front and heel lifted in the back. And as the heel lowers towards the floor, you'll close your feet, rise, you're going to press up, and then push the penny with the right foot. Moving back with the left foot, rocking off of the front foot. Gently strike a match with the front foot. Transfer the weight, push the penny,
with your left foot.